everybody, it's Beth with The Interior Life. Welcome back. If you're new here, I do all things interiors as far as DIY and decor goes. But today I'm actually going to be working on organizing my disgusting, scary pantry. It is in terrible shape. I'm almost embarrassed to even show it to you, but I hope you'll follow along today and get some tips and tricks on how to organize your pantry at home. Okay, so let's take a look at this black hole of a pantry. So as you can see, it's it's a complete and total mess. There's just stuff everywhere. Family of 5 and stuff just kind of gets thrown in, and there's no place for anything to go back in the right place. At the top here, we've got dog food. That bucket is actually paint that goes to our house when we moved in, and the builders left it, and it's sat there for 3 years. So over here, I've got some teas. Half of them are probably expired. We've got coffee pods and cereal and just everything stuffed in randomly there. All kinds of different snacks. There is some small attempt at organization. You can see all the canned goods are in one place. We've got bread products in one place. I've got a couple of IKEA bins here where I put in some like oils and cooking stuff, baking stuff. But that's about the extent of the organization, and it's all just crammed in there. I've got a couple of canisters for flour and sugar. Down here at the bottom, we've got just drinks thrown in down there along with the Ninja Foodie. We've got a shelf with the kids' snacks. I bet half those boxes are empty where they've just been put back in. So definitely needs some work. We need to have a place for everything and everything to have its place so we know where to find things, and the kids and the adults know where to put things back. So first things first, I'm going to clean every single last thing out of this pantry. I'm just emptying everything out onto my countertops and trying to kind of group things together, like by beverages, snacks, breads, fruits, packaged goods, all that kind of stuff. And I'm also checking expiration dates as I'm pulling things out and setting those aside so I can throw them all away. But as you can see, there's a lot of stuff coming out, and I honestly feel the best way to organize any pantry or closet or anything like that is truly just to remove everything. That way you're forced to kind of touch and look at everything that you see and make the determination if it stays or if it can go. And it also gives you an opportunity to start sort of pre-organizing things and getting them into groups so you can later tackle individual groups when you go back to organize your entire pantry together. All right, so let's see everything that I pulled out of this pantry. I honestly did not know my pantry would hold this much. I always complain about how small it is, but now I realize it was just crammed in there with stuff. Some interesting things that I found: I've got like 5 canisters of breadcrumbs, and I don't even use breadcrumbs that often, 2 bags of flour. As you can see, just a lot of stuff that was bought because I didn't even realize we had it, and that is just so incredibly wasteful because then it just expires. So you can see this side over here is everything that's going in the trash. Of course, things that have been expired or little snacky things that came in gift baskets over the holidays that we never ate. So all that's going to go in the garbage. And then the oldest thing I found in my pantry was this bottle of red wine vinegar. It expired in 2015. With it being 2021, yeah, time to go. And that also means being in this house for 3 years that we moved with it expired already. So more paper goods over here and just tons of snacks and boxes and things that just really need to get better organized. So I'm ready to get started. I'm going to get this thing done. So I'm going to start with my supplies. I got a couple of these expandable shelves from Walmart. They're the mainstays. And then I also got the 3-tier can organizer. Also from Walmart, I got these easy shelf liners in the marble print, and I got a Dymo label maker. I've always wanted one of those. I got an assortment of the Better Homes and Gardens canisters. I really like these. I did a lot of research on the canisters I wanted to get, and I like these because they've got the pop top that helps keep everything sealed, and you just close it right back up. Compared to the OXO brand, they're much less expensive, and after holding them both in my hands and testing them out, I actually liked the Better Homes and Gardens ones better. So I'm excited to use those and get started. I got a few of these little turntables, little Lazy Susans, also from Walmart. I got a couple of these stacking bins. I did get those from the Container Store. I'm going to use these for my onions and potatoes. Also from the Container Store, I got this hyacinth basket to store drinks. And then the assortment of white bins were also from the Container Store. They sell these at IKEA, but my local IKEA was out of stock. They're a little bit different, but pretty similar. So you can also find them at IKEA. So try to keep it on a budget. And now that I've got everything to get started, I'm going to get this pantry organized. So first things first, after cleaning off all the shelves, I'm using the shelf liner that I purchased from Walmart. This stuff was really easy to use. I just rolled it out and used my razor to score a straight line there in the corner, so I knew where to cut with my scissors, and then just folded it up over the edge of the shelf and scored it along the edge there to get a nice straight line, so I knew where to cut, and just trimming off the excess there. So you can see here in the corner where I just used that as my guide and just scored it there. And now that it is all done, I love it. I was worried with it not being actually sticky that it might slide everywhere, but as you can see, it did not. When you move around on it, it does stay put, and it was much easier to use than the contact paper with the sticky back trying to get that straight and lined up. Now it's time to load everything back up. I'm putting the Ninja Foodie and the big bag of dog food up top, and I'm using a tiered tray that I already had to put some plastic cups as well as plastic utensils in there, since we really only use those during the summertime out by the pool. I'm putting my basket from the Container Store down here at the bottom to load up all of the drinks. That way we've got kind of backflow here for the refrigerator, and then whenever somebody wants to restock, they can just pull out just a few and stock them in the refrigerator, not have to worry about trash or plastic or the rings or anything like that. I specifically picked this basket because it has a really soft bottom to it. That way, if somebody needs to slide it out to get something in the back, it's not going to scratch up my wood floors. Now I'm going to add the 2 containers of the dog food and cat food, and I'm adding in adjustable shelves from Walmart there, and just kind of placing these turntables to decide maybe where I want them to go. So I've decided to put the paper plates and napkins down here at the bottom along with all of the paper products. That way the kids have access to the napkins and can get them there on that bottom shelf. I'm using the turntables to put in all of my oils and containers, and then I'm using the bins for the onions and potatoes, as well as the can organizer from Walmart. I really like this, you guys. It held a ton, and we can put all the big boxes of canned goods that we buy from Costco upstairs in the closet and just have a few that we need right there ready to go. And now I'm adding in another one of the tiered shelves and putting the fruit bowl there. That way it's easy access for the kids. And this is the finished product. So you can see there at the top, I've got the bags of pet food along with the backup roll of paper towels and all of our plastic utensils and cups in the Ninja Foodie. And then over here to the left, I've got my 2 bins with the onions and potatoes so they can slide in and out so I can access those and they're up and out of the way. And then next to that, I've got my canned good holder. And then over here are all of my Better Homes and Gardens canisters, and I went ahead and labeled everything with my Dymo label maker, and then I repurposed these 2 containers that I had for my flour and sugar before and put cereal in there for the kids. That way it's easy for them to open, and those were originally from IKEA. So I've stacked up everything to where we have what we use most up front and then what we use least in the back. Here you can see, like for the pancake mix, I went ahead and just copied off the instructions with the Dymo label maker and put them there on the back. So I'd always have the instructions on how to make the pancake mix. And then for the rice, it was a little bit more complicated because it had for different serving sizes and things like that. So I actually cut off the box, the little instructions with the different how much rice to water ratio that I would need whenever I go to make rice. So that's in there for whenever I need to make it. Obviously need to refill on rice. We've got saltines there in the back, and then we've got less used things like the sugar and the brown sugar
I think there's marshmallows and cornstarch also there in the back, just things that I don't use quite as often, so I put them in the back and put the more used things up front. But I love how everything is sealed up and organized now on this shelf. So here is all of the like the jars and the bottles, everything on the nice little turntable, so we can move it around and see that nothing is ever going to get lost in the back. I do have some extra things on the sides that haven't been opened yet, like relish and mayo, that can go into the fridge after we open them. And then we've got bins for chips and popcorn, all nice in there for the kids to grab it easily. And then over here I've got some packaged foods. We've got like the typical ramen noodles and some little spice packets and little jars, that's the keto collagen, everything in there. And then over here I've got the shelves. You can see how much room I have now. Like that whole shelf is almost empty, but I figured that can be for like the baked goods that we might get, things that kind of go bad a little more often, and then or that we go through really quickly that I don't want to have to constantly put into a canister. And then here on the bottom shelf I've got the snacks for the kids, so they can reach in and know that that's their snacks. They're running a little low on some things right now, but everything is already pulled out of the box and in there, so I don't get any more empty boxes stuck back on that bottom shelf anymore. And then over here on the kind of paper goods section, I've got some paper plates down there. I need to refill those. The kids like to use those in the napkins so they can set the table. And then all of my Ziploc bags and like foil and plastic wrap. I actually was able to clean out a drawer that all of that was in and move that over there into the pantry. I've got the drinks down here at the bottom, and then next to that I've got two stackable bins that have all of my coffee pods and what kind of tea was left over, along with some milk chocolate, the Swiss Miss for making hot cocoa. We've got the stool, that way the kids can use that to reach higher cabinets or higher shelves in the pantry. And then we've got the canisters for the pet food. So all in all, I am so happy with how this turned out. It was amazing to be able to look and see what was in there when I made my next grocery store run, and to really just have a place to come back and put everything inside and not have to clean out space in the pantry before I was even able to unload the groceries. So that's it for my pantry makeover. I hope you enjoyed it and got some great ideas for your own pantry. Let me know what you think. I am a new YouTuber and I love comments and subscribers, and to hear your feedback and tell me what you think I did right or any other helpful suggestions that you might have. So again, this is Beth with The Interior Life. Thanks so much for watching.